All right, it's been a minute since I've been on here. I didn't make any videos last week. I'm going to give it about a minute, let a few people join in before I start talking about it. So it's my first video in over a week. So I didn't talk about anything. So I didn't talk about the Eagles or the Sixers in a while. Last video I did was the video of the Joel Embiid, about Embiid and COVID. So I'm going to sit and so I'm going to give it about a few more seconds, maybe let a few people join in, and then I'm going to get started on it. All right, so I'm going to get started with this. So I'm back. Nikki Stees is back. So it's been about over a week. I've been caught up in some other stuff. I haven't been recording any videos, but here I go. So this one, I'm going to catch up a little bit. I'm going to talk about the Eagles and talk a little bit about the Sixers. But I'm primarily going to talk about the Eagles. So last week we had the 30-13 win over the Broncos. We actually committed to the run in that game. We had a few good plays on defense. We had the blocked field goal where Darius Slay recovered the fumble, returned to 82 yards for the touchdown. With the Eagles committed the run, Jordan Howard played good in that game. Devontae Smith caught 2 touchdown passes. The first Eagles wide receiver in a game to catch 2 touchdown passes since Jordan Matthews back in 2014. I know, Jordan Matthews, right? But we got the win there, so that bumped us up to 3, bumped us up to 4-6. And then today, we were at home. We beat the New Orleans Saints 40-29. We got our first home win of the season. So Nick Sirianni gets his first home win as the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. I remember over these past couple weeks seeing Eagles commit more to the run. I had my question marks about whether or not the Eagles were going to the run because they felt more confident in Jordan Howard than Miles Sanders. I said that in a previous video. I thought maybe they were more confident in Jordan Howard. But now with Miles Sanders back, I was curious how they were going to do with their play calling. But they actually did commit to the run. They gave Miles Sanders 16 carries for over 90 yards. Jordan Howard got 10 carries, averaging over 5 yards a carry. That's good. So we actually committed to the run here. Jalen Hurts got 3 rushing touchdowns. So he was scrambling a little bit, got a few short yards TDs. Although I do feel Jalen's trying a little bit too much to try to be both the QB and a running back. I appreciate the good thing about having a mobile quarterback like Jalen Hurts is, he's able to take off. He can throw the ball and he can run the ball too. So it's good to have that quarterback that can do both. But I feel like he's trying a little bit too much though to play both sides. I was a little bit worried watching him. I felt like maybe he was running a little bit too much, So I was happy he was running, but I felt like he was doing it a little bit too much. But hey, overall the offense was good. I mean, we committed to the run today. That helped us out. And we did well against the run against the 3rd ranked defense against the run in the league. And it worked in our favor. So it shows that the Eagles have adjusted. Particularly the offense has adjusted its play calling and they're focusing more heavily on the run now. And now it's starting to lead to us winning more games. It's like, I know we've been saying this whole time, if the Eagles would just learn to run the ball and commit to the run, they could start winning some games. And now here we are, they're starting to commit to the run. They've won 3 of 4. And they're back in the mix now at 5-6. And they could have a shot at a wild card possibly. We had the Panthers lost today. The 49ers are at 5-5. And looking at the schedule ahead we have, so again, still got to play the Giants. We got the Jets. Still got to play Washington. We do have a rematch with the Cowboys. We have a game at home. We have a chance to get revenge for that embarrassing loss in week 3. There's definitely a chance we can make a wild card. I mean, technically, I guess we could still win the division. The Cowboys lose a lot of games, and, sometimes that goes in December with the Cowboys. But I think the odds are more likely that we could still get a wild card as far as talking playoff berth for this season. But it is still possible. And the defense, Darius Slay is looking like the best player in the secondary. All season long, even when we were struggling early, he's been helping to shut people down. Darius Slay, definitely give Darius Slay his props. He's been helping us out. He's been one of the few players on our defense that's been consistent all season. So I'm happy about that. Darius Slay. And we had 2 interceptions, though, against Trevor Siemian. But, hey, it still counts, though. So I'll give the defense props for that. Definitely better performance. But yeah, so with and looking at the schedule too, like I said, and things are starting to look up these past couple weeks. We got we got two wins against softer opponents back to back, but we still got wins nonetheless. We're back in the mix now at 5-6. So I'm happy about that. It's because a few weeks ago, things were really looking on the downside. And last time I made a video about the Eagles after that Chargers game, I heavily criticized Jonathan Gannon's defense in that video. But now things are starting to come along better. And even though with that things are coming along better today, though, I do want to say the way the Eagles kind of let them off the hook a little bit late, they let the Saints inch in on the lead a little bit, and they started kicking field goals toward the end. I didn't like that. But I can't complain, though, because we still went out there. We played a good game. We got the dub, and we still got hope for a wild card spot for the season. So I'm at least happy with that. So I'm not going to complain about it too much. And Jalen Hurts, though, and he actually looks solid passing, too. I feel like really these past couple weeks he's looked better passing the ball with a better run game. So just a lot of things I'm seeing with the Eagles, though, and I'm observing that I'm actually happy with. And like I said, I'm going to reiterate with the schedule we got the Giants, Washington, Jets, rematch with the Cowboys. But most of those games there, it's looking favorable for us for a chance to make a wild card run. So I'm looking forward to that, And I'll do it while I'm still on talking about the Eagles. EAGLES, Eagles! So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the Sixers. Because it's been a while since I made a video. I know it's football Sunday. I'm just going to talk about the Sixers a little bit, though. So without Joel Embiid, this team is terrible. I said in that last video I did when Joel Embiid, I reported that he got COVID. I'm saying it's going to be a tough couple weeks ahead for Philadelphia sports. Well, ironically, the Eagles are actually doing better, but the Sixers, we've lost 6 of 7 now. I mean, really? Is this team that bad without Joel Embiid? Seriously? They're losing all those games? And some of those games to like the Pacers and the Raptors? I get the Milwaukee Bucks, they're defending champions, and they put up a good fight in that game. I get that. But they're losing all these different games without him. Ever since he got COVID, I mean, is this team really that bad? Because I was thinking we still had solid bench pieces. But I'm starting to think now, when Joel Embiid's on the court and he's playing his best, the rest of the team follows suit. And without him being there, they look lost. They look absolutely lost without him. And I want to say something about Doc Rivers that's a little bit unpopular among Sixers fans. I know a lot of us like him because he's better than Brett Brown, which he is, but I do feel he's a bit of an overrated coach because he has had his significant flaws as a coach throughout his entire career. I mean, he's had situations he's always gotten into it with players, and he's always done his best. The best teams coached by Doc Rivers always came with talent around. And look at his run with the Boston Celtics is a perfect example of that. Remember those early couple years with the Celtics? Remember he got fired with the Magic in November 2003 when they got off to a 1-10 start. Then he went to the Boston Celtics. He was their coach. When Paul Pierce was the best player on the team for those first 3 seasons, they only made the playoffs one time and got beat in the opening round. Then when KG and Ray Allen joined, they had that stretch where they were consistently in the playoffs, made 2 finals in 3 years, won that finals. But even that team with the talent they had, they probably should have won at least 2 finals on paper. But that came that best run with Doc Rivers with the Celtics. We had that talent around them. Even some of those good years with the Clippers came. Usually we had good talent around them. Remember early Blake Griffin's CP3? They had some good seasons there. But they always fell, in the playoffs. And even that final year with the Clippers, they had Paul George Kawhi joined, but they blew a 3-1 lead. And that's the thing with Doc Rivers. He usually finds a way, always as a coach, to get to choke when things are going his way, or he lets up, or takes his foot off the gas pedal. That's one flaw Doc Rivers has always had. Remember those 2 games we lost to the Hawks? We blew 20-plus point leads. Right. So I do feel like Doc Rivers, though, he's definitely a better coach than Brett Brown, one of the better coaches the Sixers have had in the 21st century. But I do feel he's a bit overrated, and I feel it's because of his habit of blowing leads. You look all throughout his career, even back to the Orlando Magic in 2003 with the Detroit Pistons. The point being, though, is has his habit of blowing leads, and he's usually his best. The team around him is his best when they have the best talent around. Now, Doc Rivers isn't a horrible coach. Obviously, he still gets offers, so he's still doing something right. But he is a bit overrated, though. The Sixers, though, they need Joel Embiid back. It's obvious they do best when he's around. He needs to get back for them. That's what I'm going to say there. So, yeah, the reason I decided to split this up, talk a little bit about both, is because it's been a while. So, I decided to address both Sixers and the Eagles a little bit. So, I hope you guys enjoyed listening. You can drop a like. Feel free to comment. Let me know what you feel. Anything agree, disagree with what I said. Have a wonderful day or night. Nicky Steve signing off. I'm back. I'll still be recording more vids. And I'll see you next time.